Hey y'all, this is Bree with Reads and Rituals, and I'm back with a reading. I'm back with a reading sooner rather than later. 3 days in a row almost, give or take 15 hours, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm challenging myself to just post more without giving too many details. So I'm gonna just mix my water and talk about what the topic is. So I really kind of didn't want to do this topic tonight, but Spirit, I feel like, is leading me to do so. So sometimes it's like I feel like I don't really have a choice, but you know, this is the message that I'm getting. The title is if Divine Feminine and the Karmic were to have a conversation, ... So this is inspired by, a video I watched earlier today, and then because I also watch collective readings, for myself, but then I was like, it would be cool if I did my own collective version of this type of reading. So we're gonna see how it goes. And then, like, right before I started to film, I was like, oh, Spirit, I should change the topic. And my guys was like, nah, just do it. Like, I'm supposed to have a whole myriad of content anyway, so it's not like I can't film my other ideas at a later date. But it was like, as soon as I started thinking about making a video, I just got all these ideas. And like, my guys, I just feel like I can easily access my guys and feel like I know when I'm hearing from my guys, etc. So yeah, so I took a spiritual bath before this reading, so I'm feeling good. It was overdue. I didn't really do too much pre-shuffles. I might do a 5-minute pre-shuffle on camera, just to kind of get some preliminary energy. So I was thinking about the format. Oh my God, these earrings. I was thinking about the format, and I was like thinking about doing, but it's too much to do like DF says this, Karmic says that. I want to do like a channel message from each party, right? So I'm probably gonna spend like half the reading just kind of like them getting out their initial arguments, and then, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I kind of like didn't do like really any preparation, except for like earlier today in the car, I was just channeling, and I hadn't really taken any notes. I just press record. Like, I'm really not trying to like give myself an excuse to not make a video. So whether I cut this out or not is like up to me, but it's like, even if I have to do like my planning and stuff on video and then start the reading like later on for everyone else to look at, like, I just have to press record. That's like, it just stops me from being able to make excuses as to why I can't put content out there, because I'll spend time writing notes, preparation, pre-shuffles, and then I'll be too burnt out and tired to actually turn the camera on and film it. When it's like I did all that, I might as well just turn the camera on and then, you know, let the channeling just take over and go from there. Like, I'm not trying to, yeah, like, give myself any room to, like, self-sabotage. So anyway, that was my little blip. Okay, I'm already getting some preliminary messages. This reading is kind of emotional for me, but I mean, I'm in a much healed, evolved place. So, but it's kind of giving me chills. Like I'm getting like my chest is like feeling weird. It's feeling kind of tight. Heart chakra doing stuff. Oh my gosh. Because when that weekend card came out, oh Lord, I just think about my own self. But like, oh, just don't mind me. Like, ooh, don't mind me. Like I said, Spirit wanted to get this out for the collective. But of course, like, I'm in the collective too, so like I'm gonna like have my own little inside chuckles and stuff regarding the situation, and going back another time I could figure out my own stuff outside of this. But anyway, yeah, I was supposed to update my description in the channel. I hope y'all had a good day. I usually film at night. Hope y'all had a good day. I'm not really talking because I'm just doing the pre-shuffles. I mean, I guess I could talk during the pre-shuffle, but yeah, I'm about to just keep going. I could speed this up, and then I'm gonna speed this up.
And then once I start talking about what be the reading, I don't really like to talk about the pre-shuffles like while I'm doing it. So yeah, but anyway, I hope y'all's day was good. Let's burn this Palo Santo.
Spirit, please let me channel the most accurate messages for the collective for this reading. Spirit is telling me I should give a trigger warning because I already started to feel like triggered in my heart chakra. If you're not, like, I would advise you, because I even have a tendency to do this, like, if you know you still feeling like real sensitive and you're trying to stay in a positive mindset, or like not get in like a depressing state of mind, don't watch this video until you're ready. Like, if you're still like going through it, like, I would literally like add fuel to the fire, where like if I'm feeling down, I'll like wallow and watch videos that like trigger me when I'm not like at a place where I could like tolerate watching it. So like I said, you know, finding out stuff from the karmic's perspective could be pretty like shattering, you know, to your heart chakra, especially. I mean, either way, it's going to be touching. It's going to bring awareness to you, Divine Feminine. I just feel like, you know, all in all, I'm just trying to be helpful. You know, like I said, I just ended up finding a video on my own, and then like I just started getting all these channelings once I thought about making a video, and I'm just like, Spirit, why you want me to do this? Like, at least not right now, but it's like I just do as I'm asked. I'm getting a lot of channelings right now. Alright, I'm gonna just start, and I did like a pre-shuffle for one deck. I could start doing pre-shuffles for the other ones in a minute. So yeah. I'm gonna start off with the karmic. So karmic partner to DF. Our man and I party together on the weekends. We turned up. We sparked up. And we ate together like a family. While he wasn't looking, I would snoop in his phone to find out messages from you, Divine Feminine, to see what he was telling you matched up to what he was telling me. I thought that I was winning because in the beginning I knew about you, but you didn't know about me. So I felt like I had the upper hand. You were like a little damsel, so unknowing, and I persuaded, well, now he's my man. I persuaded my man, who is now your ex, to basically scam you out of a romantic connection so he could rekindle what we used to have. He was already dealing with me when he met you, Divine Feminine. We just were fighting at the time, and he told you that we broke up. The reason why he talked about me so much was because he was still dealing with me. You thought you were simply the rebound. I'm not sure under what terms you two were meeting under, but he told me you were just another body. Just another body that he had while we were on a break. We had threesomes together. We did everything together. We fought together. We lived together. It was just one of our spats. You know, we've been together for years. My truth is that I will always be the one he goes back to, Divine Feminine. And you were right to get out while you could. I knew you couldn't sustain the relationship knowing that I would always be, there was always a possibility that I would be around. He has a family with me. I've known his family. I'm revered by his family, which is why he never cared to bring you around, because I was already his woman. We were in a domestic partnership. We were common law married. And I'm sure you know some of this, and I'm sure you don't know everything, but you found out later down the line. But I still feel like you're a homewrecker, even though you didn't know about me, because you were different than the other girls he was with. And at one point, we did have an open relationship. I had my partners, he had his partners, but we always came home to each other. He just made you an isolated incident and told you what you wanted to hear. I know he's a piece of shit, but he's my piece of shit. And yeah, I continue to put up with it. I can't see myself without him, even though we've had some of the craziest fights. We've had some fun times. But I know in order to keep him, I always feel like I have to have the upper hand. He even wanted to have a threesome with you, Divine Feminine, but I said no. It was a joy seeing him lie to you, and then he would come home to me on the weekends, because at one point, Divine Feminine, he was spending a lot of time with you, and I started to get jealous. And so we made a deal that he would go be with you, and then he would reserve his time for me. I just thought it was a phase that eventually he'll get tired of you and come back to me full time. I didn't know that you would love yourself more and move on. I honestly thought you would just always be around somehow, because he never could let people go. Like, he's not the type to let people go. Like, he would just leave people on the shelf, and whenever he was ready to go back to somebody, he would go back to them like it was nothing and suck them right back in. But I was always the one who stuck around, who stuck out for him. I don't know, I still don't know to this day if that was a good thing or a bad thing, that I'm the one to put up with his shit, and I'm so set on being the one to still proudly put up with his shit. And does that make me an upstanding woman to stand by her man no matter what he does? I feel like we are a match because I love him for who he is, even though he tears me down, dogs me out, and tells me I'm not gonna amount to shit. I don't think I could do what you did, Divine Feminine, by leaving him, like, for real, like, for good, how you did. There's a part of me that resents you for that. Like, I thought that if you would just be like the others and just bow down to me and fall by the wayside and acknowledge me as the queen and you as the peasant, that he was mine and I claimed him, and you would have to work around me to get to him. You would have to go through me to get to him every single time. And that was what I was banking on, that you would be subservient to my energy. But you weren't up for any of that. You weren't down to play the sick game you were trying to play. You did your little rah-rah and you got all in your feelings, and we would pillow talk about you, and he would tell me how you were feeling, what you were up to, even the medical issues you were having. He really overshared about you, Divine Feminine, and I ate it all up, honestly. I did. I just wanted him to get a taste of his own medicine. I don't know what he told you, that I cheated first or he cheated first. But you know he projects. And so the stuff that he said that I so-called did to him, you know it was the other way around. So just think about everything he told you, Divine Feminine. Flip it around, and that's how it was. But he was right in the fact that I am just as manipulative and conniving and secretive as him. So you would just have to figure that out, Divine Feminine. Because of him, I keep going backwards in life. I keep having to put this mask on as if everything is okay and that we have the perfect relationship. I know that we broke spiritual law by your ex, my man, breaking the soul contract between you two. And so we are doomed to negative karma. You found out what our whole scheme was, to scam you out of your money, your time, your energy. You were really the weekend woman. I've always been there, and I will always be there, for sure. You were tired of not having his full attention, of him prioritizing me, his family, his work, his partying over you. So you were right to leave, Divine Feminine, because it would have just kept getting worse and worse on your end if you would have tried to stick it out. You weren't going to beat me, Divine Feminine, if you would have stayed, but because you left, I guess you could say that I was the one who took the L. You are now moving forward while I'm moving backwards. We are equal and opposite. I would like to think we are equal. I would like to think I'm better. You know, I try to find you on social media. I made my accounts private so you wouldn't find me though. I used to write comments under your social media, hate comments, to try to provoke you, Divine Feminine. I really do feel though at one point I just wanted to get rid of you. Like, what is it about you that he loves so much? If you want to know, do I think he loved you? I think it was something about you he just couldn't put his finger on. I'm not even sure if he's really capable of love. I'm really not. I would like to think he loves me. I feel like he's just comfortable with me, that he's with me out of convenience. Like, he's so used to being around me that it's like, we have such a long history. It's like he could never get me out of his mind. He could never forget about me. And even though I know he's not gonna forget about you, it's like you left a lasting impression on him. And to this day, I am worried that he will go back to you and that you will take him back. Please don't take him back, Divine Feminine. I mean, I admit things are a little bit more boring now that you're not around, but your energy was something that the triangle, I don't have a life and he is my life. So as much as I don't like you, it was a good stir of the pot while it lasted, and he still does me dirty, and I do it back because we are tit for tat. It's just been the same old song and dance with us, and now you're successful, you're on to bigger and better things, and I keep thinking that maybe if I just endure, if I just keep enduring his BS, like, he'll actually take me serious, Divine Feminine. Like, he won't. I feel like I've been like here around for so long. It's like you think that'll make him like commit to me. Like, I want to be his favorite. Am I his favorite? I feel like you're his favorite because you actually put up a fight. Like, you actually stood up for yourself, but I'm doing what he wants me to do. I feel like I'm his puppet. Like, I want to be his I do everything he wants and more. I obey him. But I feel like you learned your lesson and I didn't. The same lesson is just going to keep repeating itself with us, and I'm willing to deal with that. Part of me wants to start over, but I don't see it happening for real. I don't think I could ever get over him. I definitely don't want him going back to you, Divine Feminine. And either way, he's not good for you. Like, he really isn't. And that's why, you know, if I were to really talk to you, I would tell you that, you know, actions speak louder than words. And he really played up because he played in your face so much and so hard because we were all getting a kick out of it. Me, his other exes, his family, his co-workers, everyone was like surprised that he even had you around. And he honestly didn't know how to keep you. So we started, you know, teaching him what to do to keep you around. And then when it started working, we started getting jealous. And then we wanted you gone. So then we told him how to sabotage you. Sabotage this relationship that y'all so-called had. And now part of me feels guilty because now you're out getting what you deserve and I'm stuck here in the same situation, just waiting for a ring. You know, common law married is not a ring. Like, I know I was the wrong choice, but he still chose me over you. But I know he was lying, and I just refuse to let go. I really would like to hear your side of things, Divine Feminine. So many years have passed. I really can't see myself not being with him. Like, I'm so attached. It's like Stockholm syndrome. Tell me how you did it, Divine Feminine. If I could ask you one thing, how did you leave and how did you stay gone? Because I made sure. Like, I looked for you. I told him, I egged him on to contact you to see if you would take the bait, even now, like, even recently. Like, you know, he still tries to if you were to be dealing with him still, he would still be going back and forth between the two of us. And you have so much to be thankful for that you got out. Like, I don't know how you got out, Divine Feminine. It's like, I can't leave. Like, we're stuck. I'm stuck. I don't know I'm lost. I'm lonely. Even though I have a man who cheats on me, who leaves whenever he wants, he comes and goes as he pleases. He'll leave for months at a time, weeks at a time, and I'm just supposed to be sitting there waiting like it's nothing. We're not twin flames. You're his twin flame. But he lost his divine inheritance. And I hate myself for even letting this carry on for as long as it's been going on for. And I'm waiting for my abundance, But I know it's not going to come as long as I stay attached to him. While he was spending time with you, I was getting money, but I was only doing it as a way to dangle the carrot, if you will. The money I did have, whatever I could get, I would give it to him to make him feel like it was better, the grass was greener. But out of my own selfishness and out of his own selfishness for superficial things, for money, for sex, you know, there was times where you always didn't want to have sex and he would come to me. I know you had very deep emotions for him. And I know I'm on the path to destruction, that I'm a pick-me. It's all a facade, Divine Feminine. We're not happy over here. All we do is play games with each other. So that's why he did that with you. Like he has a false sense of love. You're his true love, Divine Feminine. He just, you know, you're his karma, his walking karma, you know, and I need to just sit my behind down somewhere. And it's in your highest good to stay away from him, to stay away from me, to continue to hold your ground, because he is a narcissist. And I even have narcissistic tendencies, and he has bad intentions for you. He's not giving, he's a taker. And dealing with him and whatever he's offering is just a slippery slope. You're gonna lose everything. And I know you were at a point where you almost lost everything, or you did. I don't know, like he kept giving me all these weird stories and I don't believe half the things he says. I know he's a pathological liar. You know, those smooth talkers, those air signs. He is very intelligent. He just uses it for evil. I know we don't have divine protection like you. That's why we work hard with dark forces to get things fast. I'm a fire sign. I'm stuck in the past, and you're in your next chapter. Confirmation. So, Divine Feminine, this is my karma to continue backpedaling in life. Soul connection in reverse. I really wanted to be like you so bad, believe it or not. When you told me you read tarot and you were on your spiritual journey, he would steal your tarot cards and give them to me to read. We would watch tarot videos together. I would try to mimic you. I would try to talk like you. I would look at your pictures and try to dress like you. I wanted to get my body done. In another life, maybe we could have been friends. But I wouldn't have been good for you either. I'm a mean girl, and you're the opposite. I'm the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I have the illusion like I have it all together, but I'm like one step away from falling apart. His family often has to help us financially because we can't make it on our own. I'm just so surprised at how you can do everything all by yourself. You can stand on your own. You could be single and self-sufficient. It was just so hard to believe, but that you were single. Like, how could you be single? Like, are you dating Divine Feminine? I think you're doing spell work to get what you want. How are you getting what you want? How do you have what you have? Do you have a man paying for you? Do you have a sugar daddy? You have to have a man paying for you. You have to be selling yourself somehow, because I just don't see how you know how to do what you do so well. I don't know how to think for myself. I just know how to do what I'm told and stay up thinking all night, crying and begging for my man to come back and asking him what I did wrong and what I could do better. I keep trying to figure out how to have a better life, but all I want to do is be with attractive people. So when he's out doing what he's doing, I'm out doing what I'm doing. You know, I like whoever I want to like. You know, I'm bisexual, and I'm not sure what you are, Divine Feminine, but you know, deep down, I would have wanted that threesome, but I just didn't want you to outshine me, you know. I feel like if I were to leave him, then all that time I put in would be for nothing. I don't think I could face the fact that he never really gave to me to begin with. And so I just keep giving and giving and manipulating, and to feel like that we have something solid, like we have history, but like, does it really even matter to him? I really don't think he's like up at night tripping, like, but like I said, I feel like, you know, it's codependency. We're stuck together, and I thought that's what I wanted, and it is, but it's miserable. I'm heartbroken every day. Even though I have a man, I'm heartbroken. How could that even be possible? Like, I'm not alone, but I feel alone. I don't know what to do to even like feel like I'm getting somewhere in life. Like, I'm really just stuck up under this man who only cares about using me. And I know he used you, so like I know how you could have felt, but I know, like, did I really win? Like, I don't think it's worth all the stuff I put into it. Like, it's not worth it. But I have no choice but to defend it. Like, part of me feel like I have to be loyal to this situation. I gotta stand 10 toes down for this situation. Like, that's the one thing I'm sure about. That I have to stand 10 toes. But the truth is, we don't have a stable connection whatsoever. And we're forcing the relationship to work out, even though we're so incompatible. The only reason why we get along is because we party together, we drink together, we smoke together, and I have yet to free myself with the devil in reverse. I have yet to free myself, Divine Feminine, and I don't want to sound like a sob story, but like, I need him. Like, you don't need him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you obviously got up and left. Like it was nothing almost. Like, you just left and you healed, and after all the shit he did to you. Like, so just let me be. Let me be. Don't take him back. But I know, even if you don't, please don't. I know that he'll always love you. Even if it's toxic love. I know that you gave him a taste of what real love is. You offered him a stable new beginning and healthy love, but he chose lust over love ultimately. And now he's desperately asking me what he did wrong and blaming me for y'all not working out, when he chose me over you. And now he's asking me, why didn't y'all work out, and threatening to go back to you, and I'm egging him on, and you won't take the bait. Like, you already know what's in store, and you're better than me, Divine Feminine, because I couldn't do it, you know? So, yeah, like, all I have to show for is that he's my man, but he's not. He's my man because I claim him, but, you know, he really for the streets, you know. And I just tell myself he's mine just to make myself feel better. He's such a dictator. Like, I don't even know how much longer I can put up with this, but I know I'm stuck. I know he watches you. I know he thinks about you a lot. And there's nothing I can do about it. So, live your life, Divine Feminine. And don't look back, because there's really nothing to see. And you already know how this story ends. So breaking character. Okay, y'all. So that was the karmic. Wow. That was my first channel message. Like, I was really like getting into it. Like, I was like, wow, like that was intense. I really gotta go back and watch that and like see everything I was saying, because like I really was channeling. Like, it took me a minute to like tap into energy, but I was able to get in it, and now I'm about to do the divine feminine side. It's kind of like a monologue, because it's not even a conversation, because a conversation really is like back and forth, but like a more immediate back and forth. But it's more like a monologue. Like, if basically like if she could write you a letter, divine feminine, like that's what she would say, or a really long voicemail or something. Like, if she could really tell you how her side of things, that would be the karmic side of things. So let me reshuffle the cards, or get the cards back together, reshuffle a little bit, and reset the energy before I get into divine feminine's portion. All right, spirit, help clear out the vibes so I can get divine feminine side accurately, and what she would say to the karmic about what went down in the twin flame connection. And let it be for the highest good of whoever is watching, for the collective that I'm reading for. And so it is. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Okay, so here we go. This is the divine feminine's response to the karmic. So this is like under the pretense that divine feminine like heard everything that was said from the karmic, and this is like her response. So apparently the karmic wanted to go first, okay? Divine feminine couldn't even get a word in at first. Okay, I feel like the karmic was waiting to get her point of view out, okay? So anyway, here we go. Believe it or not, when this cycle closed between me and him, I wasn't happy. I could barely sleep. I could barely eat. I had nightmares. I felt like I was stuck. I felt like I couldn't get out of my head long enough to see that I had a bright future ahead of me. I didn't see a lot because I was deceived. And I held on to my morals and my values, and that's what saved me. So if you really want to know, I admitted that I lost. I cut my losses and I ran to my new beginning. I didn't know what that looked like, but I knew I had to get out because I can't tolerate fake love, especially when I know my worth And even though I didn't have the degree of self-love that I do now, one thing I'm not confused about, that I wasn't confused about then, is that what I really brought to the table. And, you know, he made me feel like I was nothing, I wasn't enough, and that I couldn't satisfy him. But none of that is here nor there. Let's get into the real. I'm working my ass off, okay? I have a lot going for me, and I'm still getting clarity as we speak. Way into my healing. I'm way into my healing, but what you fail to realize is that we all have free will. You feel like you're so helpless, and I feel like that's a manipulation tactic in itself, and you don't want to change, and neither did he. And you know, that's why you two are a match. I'm just more high vibrational. I feel like y'all both played in my face. Y'all copied me. Like this was some, like, you know, middle school weird, whatever the heck you want to call it. Like it was just some like elementary type, you know, like where was the maturity? You know, I just wanted a mature, you know, a connection that was real. What saved me was that I used my intuition. I am the high priestess. And once I knew we weren't a match and that he was out to get me, that was my cue to pack up and go. And, you know, he had me fooled, because I feel like at one point he was giving to the connection somewhat authentically. And I feel as though, just like you, he got scared of the real. Of like, he got scared of growth. He got scared of transformation. Of putting his old ways behind. You know, we had a trauma bond as well, which is why he started spending so much time with me, I realized. And I felt like at one point we were inseparable. You know, he made all these false promises that he would do X, Y, and Z. And then I kept realizing, like, you know, I just was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm the one who just had compassion for all sides of the situation. And he did tell me about you, but yes, he told me that it was over and that, you know, y'all were healing. Well, he was healing from you and vice versa. And I know that, you know, men tend to skew facts, and so I knew that it was certain things that he could have obviously done. But, you know, I still decided to move forward at the time. Not even for, you know, I never had any ulterior motives, so it's hard for me to think like that, to put myself in like that perspective of like someone who would do what he did. And that was my lesson, was that not everyone is like me and has a good heart, and he tried to come off so hard like that, and it did trigger my spiritual awakening. I mean, I already was starting to have a spiritual awakening, but I didn't realize that, you know, this person that we share in common would be, you know, my catalyst. And, you know, the difference between you and I is that I took the lesson and am transforming myself and have transformed myself tremendously. And it really is sad that, you know, both of y'all gave up. You know, he had the chance to level up and to have a divine connection. You know, I'm not really sure who did what first, you know, but I feel like both of you are just, you know, in this trapped, stuck energy. And I was sent along to help him get out of it. Like, you know, I feel like ideally speaking, you were supposed to move on from him and find your own way. And once he came across me, he was supposed to do what was necessary to serve in his divine purpose. Whether that was with me or not. I feel like, you know, you were his main karmic, but now he is my karmic. And at one point he thought you were the divine feminine because you were giving him money and giving him whatever, no questions asked. And I feel like, yeah, he had a distorted view of love and how a man is supposed to treat a woman and how a woman is supposed to treat a man. And he definitely has wounds from childhood that he refused to heal from. You know, he pillow talked to me about you as well, and I just really thought it was all in the past and that he was harping on you way too much. And I knew something was off when, you know, his energy started switching up all of a sudden, and that he wasn't in this ready to learn energy. I thought he wanted to learn about spirituality, and I'm sure he did, but I mean, little did I know I knew he had gifts as well as I, and you know, we really could have been like a power couple. And I definitely put those aspirations aside. I mean, I'm just referring to the past at this point, and I'm able to speak to, you know, about it objectively now because I know who I am, what I continue to bring to the table for myself and for my family. And the reason why I'm self-assured, I don't need to, I know I'm on the right side of karma, I'm on the right side of spiritual law of the universe. You know, I really leaned on spirit's guidance and blind faith. I knew I would be in the dark, you know. I didn't want to leave. But then again, I didn't want to put up with it either. So once again, it's like I didn't want to leave, but I knew it was in my highest good for my survival to go within and introspect about what was really important in life. And that was the thing, like, yeah, my morals and values saved me because I was really inexperienced with relationships. You know, it was just a growing period in my life. Now that's how I see it. And I had very deep love for him, but it was an inexperienced love. You know, I wanted it to evolve and grow into something mature and, you know, rooted in. But, you know, the truth is we didn't have a good, stable foundation to begin with. You know, when I met him, I didn't have the intention of finding a long-term partner, but it was like when I met him, like it was like this otherworldly experience that I thought was happening. Well, I know it happened because I felt it. Like, I was like, wow, this man could, I don't know, like after we started spending time together, I do feel like we had some authentic conversations. We had some real deep conversations. And then later he began to gaslight me. I do believe, and now looking back, I can almost pinpoint when he like made the choice to go to the dark side, to be a dark entity. And he even mentioned having an entity attached to him. Like he had demons he needed to sort through. And that was also my bad for like not seeing the red flags and looking at someone's potential more so than what they were showing me. And it sounds like you know exactly what he was showing you, but yet you choose to be blind by it. But I know that I won. Like, I never thought this was a game to begin with. I never treated it as a game. I don't see my life as a game like you people do. He was my soulmate. We had a spiritual contract. I've learned so much on my journey, and honestly, although I am grateful it happened, well, although I'm grateful now that it all happened, but the way it happened, no, like that was just very uncalled for. Very uncalled for. But you know, I was able to shed light on you guys' demons. Like I didn't know everything was like a competition to y'all, and I'm saying y'all because yeah, like you, him, his family, his co-workers, his friends, whoever, flying monkeys. I learned about narcissism, that I was an empath. I knew I was different from the rest in general. Growing up, I was never a mean girl. I was always that one in the misfit group of, you know, I'm a nerd. Like, I love knowledge, and then when I got into spirituality, like everything started to come full circle, and I really thought this relationship was gonna be like the icing on the cake, you know, but it wasn't. And it was sad for me. And the fact that you colluded, but once again, you're not to blame, it's him, you know, like it was ultimately his choice to stand up to you and everyone around him. You know, he told me he was emasculated by the women in his life, and there was some significant wounds, like I said, from his childhood. You know, he ended up being the King of Swords in reverse and Five of Pentacles. I know he's out in the cold because he doesn't have me. I was like home to him. I was loving and nurturing. I cooked for him. I cleaned for him. I did his laundry. I picked up after him. I was like his mom. And, you know, his mom never really liked my place in his life. I wasn't really around his family to even know that until way after, though. He would tell me about you. He would tell me about his family. He would tell me about, but it's like he would just say, yeah, he was leaving a lot of things out. And I did sit back for a while and just put two and two together. I didn't know what was going on. I relied solely on the unseen realm. I really leaned on my spirituality and realized everything that I was missing. That I had all that loving and nurturing. I really should have been giving it to myself. I really did think I loved myself. I'm not saying I didn't love myself, but I felt like he was such a good companion. Like, I just craved his energy. And then, yeah, I felt like I was codependent. And I knew, and even at one point, we both told each other, like, this is wrong. How much we're attached to each other. Like, we knew our attachment was toxic, but yet we didn't want to leave each other's energy. And I think that's how he thought he could hook me in, but have me hooked for the long run. But then when I started seeing things go missing, my belongings going missing, money going missing, love going missing, things he said not adding up, I was like, oh no, like, he got me all the way misconstrued. Like, that's not. Yeah, I sat back for a good at least 6 months planning my escape, getting all the evidence I needed, and I never really had proof, you know. I know he's still heavily in my energy. I know he thinks about me because I have psychic gifts. He's come to me in my dreams trying to reconcile. He's even reached out a couple times, but I said no every time. I denied him. In the beginning, when he tried to get me back and he hoovered me, I did entertain it, but I knew something. I knew, like, it wasn't the same anymore. Like, he didn't look the same. Like, after I left, like, he didn't look the same. He looked like a ghost. And that's exactly what he did. He ghosted, and with no explanation, no closure. I had to come up with my own closure. But that was my evolution. I know I'm not stuck anymore. I know my truth. I know that now the sky is the limit. And I had to heal my heart chakra and my root chakra in particular. You know, he was my twin flame, but now he's just a karmic. I'm focusing on myself, my health, and you should do the same. But it's not up to me to worry about what you got going on, what he have going on anymore. And that's part of the reason why I did hold on toward the beginning of the end, because he was trying so hard to make us jealous of each other, but both of us were in a bad situation. You know, the truth is both of us should have left him and never looked back, but I left. You know, I had to save myself. But sucks for you. You just continue to mirror me and think you know me. We would have never been friends. You know, I thought about talking to you many times. And I get lonely too, but I know I'm not alone. I know Spirit has a divine covering over me. I've even started meeting new people who actually resonate with my energy. You know, you really think you know it all. Like, you really think you know how to be a divine being. But this is not something you can just practice. It has to be innate. It has to be within. You know, being selfless and being an empath, it's not something you could just take a crash course and be. Like, I mean, you can definitely change and evolve, but I mean, I'm a special kind of breed, and yeah, you broke spiritual law, you know, and I'm not just blaming you. Like, I never was the type to directly blame the woman, like the other woman, like you would, like you do. did. I knew it was, I directed all of my frustration to him because that's where it was supposed to be directed at. I knew he was all cap when he couldn't, when his mask finally fell off and he stopped even trying to cover up his lies. He just started straight up ghosting and then popping back up thinking that time would fix things and that I would just forget and be blind like you with fake it till you make it, like that. And I told him, and I, with my expressions, with my responses, like, I'm not this person. And then at one point when I really knew like you were still in the picture for real and that he had no remorse, it's like my good vibes didn't matter. Like he took me for granted, you know. But I just continue to seek divine guidance and continue to be my giving self. Like he switched up all of a sudden and there was nothing I could do but accept the reality of the situation. I had to have a serious reality check about him, and I had to start thinking about my life, that I still wanted to have a family one day, that I still wanted to have a degree one day, and you know, and I did. I was in school, I was working, but nothing ever really stuck. Like I started realizing like my blessings kept getting sabotaged and I couldn't figure out what the common denominator was, but it was him. My ex, you're the karmic male. He was just gonna have me waiting around like you in the cut, like his other third parties, exes. And then I started realizing it wasn't even just you. It was, he couldn't like you said, he couldn't let go of any of his exes. Like they had to always be the ones to finally walk away because he was always gonna hold on forever. He didn't want to make changes. He wanted to stay toxic. And you know, we partied here and there, but then when it was time to grow up, it was time to grow up. And he just never wanted to let go. Like, he was so selfish. And I'm like, wow, like, he hates himself. He doesn't have self-love. Like, I was trying to level up, and he was trying to bring me down to his level, and I just couldn't go for that. Like, he wanted me stuck in a toxic cycle for years, and I started to. Like, we were together for a good few years at least, and I wanted it to be long term. Like, you know, like he started becoming obsessed with me, and it was like really cringy, and I was in fear for my safety. He started to have this like almost fatal attraction to me where it was like if he couldn't have me, no one could. And he nitpicked everything I did, like, and he wanted me to just like be on the sidelines, or not even on the sidelines. He wanted me to be like not to be seen or heard, and just like at his disposal. So I guess that's what you're doing. And I realized he was a malignant narcissist, and that there was no fixing him. I realized you couldn't change people. I didn't realize I was even trying to change him. But me staying simply validated his narcissistic actions. And I had to learn, you know, that when you start a relationship, you know, things can't move at a rapid pace, and that's a red flag. And I had to start researching red flags, I'm also a fire sign, or I have fire sign placements. Main character energy. He told me that we looked like each other, that you were my doppelganger. And the only time I heard about that was when I was watching Vampire Diaries back in the day. Those vampire shows. And I realized this is like, he's like a real life vampire. Like, he's an energy vampire. Like, how could you even put up with that? Like, that's my question. So I knew you had to be on some type of low vibration like he was. It was in the eyes. He had these deep black eyes. And he even said to me, like, do you even have a heart? And he projected onto me, like, his heart was so cold. Like, honestly, divine timing is what saved me. Like, spirit had to come in and swoop me out. Because I wanted out and I knew it was over. And you know, even before, like, I left for good, I went back a couple times. I entertained it. And spirit had to, like, get me out. Like, and really show me that he would just come in with these sob stories, like, and I had to realize that was a red flag. I kept thinking, like, oh, he had a bad childhood, and oh, like, he went through so much, and that I should give him all this grace. And it's like, what? Like, no. I really had to choose me. I didn't realize how much I was putting him first, and, like, you really can love someone, the wrong person, too much and, like, end up sacrificing yourself. And I left abruptly, by the way. I didn't even know what day I was gonna really leave, but one day I just walked out and never came back. And I did essentially what he did to me, but it wasn't on no tit for tat shit. It was like, I just did what I had to do. It may look like I'm chilling, but I'm grinding. And I do be chilling though, but I really can't say I've turned over a new leaf, and I'm really, like, you know, I know there's so much in store for me. But I know that moving on was the best choice I could have made. And I have no intentions of going back, ever. It's burnt me out so much. I've had to heal myself from the inside out. I have to pay attention to the people I let in my life. I have to gatekeep my life, because protecting my peace is everything. I'm now safe. I'm secure. I'm abundant. And I have more in store for me. I have more coming. More abundance, more money, more blessings. And when the blessings started rolling in, let me tell you, I was like, what? All I had to do was just stay away from him and I would be blessed. So there you go. So as long as you just keep holding on to that, you won't ever be stable enough to really grow. It's like he gives you the illusion that you're growing, and then it's like you keep running into these forks in the road dealing with that man. And And that's the truth. Like, it's been nothing but growth. Like, of course, everyone still has their ebbs and flows in life where things may get a little stagnant here and there, but overall, it's been a beautiful journey. And you know, I can't ever be with someone who couldn't make a choice between two. So I made the choice for him. He wanted to have both of us on a string, but I wasn't going for it. He just wanted someone to boost his ego. He's just mad that I brought him an ego death. And I even warned him before I left. I said, you know, if you don't, at this point it wasn't even about me. Like, I knew I was on a divine mission at that point. You know, and Spirit really used like me as a vessel to serve karma to him. Like, once, it's like Spirit knew the moment he broke the contract, you know, and at that point we both had a choice to make, and I made my choice, and I just know, like, I'm good for the rest of my life, for sure, ×2. And so, yeah, like, I was the better option. He wasn't gonna choose. I made the choice for him, and I chose me, period. So that's just a thought, if you ever want to save your life. But if you want to be eternally damned, go right ahead, because karma's a bee. And yeah. Yeah, like, my heart chakra is being reactivated. He tried to break my heart and stomp on it, and he did break my heart, but it was a heartbreak. And that's why I said I admit the things that I'm not afraid to take accountability for my side of things, but overall I was not in the wrong. I was coming from a very pure place. You know, I had to stop the madness. I had to just cut it out and cut it off. Like, abruptly. I've done cord cutting rituals. I know you did spell work on me. I know you did readings and all this other stuff, and I'm still dealing with the residual aftermath of your mess. But I just know that I'm not you. Like, I will never be you. As much as you want to be me. But I suggest, you know, you stay in your place, because you have nothing to worry about. I'm blessed. And yeah, I'm in my next chapter, and I'm happy. No matter how much mirroring you do, you will never be the divine feminine if you keep up what you're doing, and ain't nobody holding a breath for you or him. So yeah, I'm blessed, and I'm cooling. Like, it ain't, you know, like, this is never like, I tried to do that, that's never happening. Like, I just had to go, like, get a brain, I don't know, like, this is your message in the bottle. This is what you wanted to know. Leaving him, it ain't nothing but good things. And At one point, I couldn't see what was on the other side, but I'm so glad I made that decision. Like, my energy is A1, and I'm determined to stay on my path. You know? So that was that, y'all. Thank you for listening to these divine messages. Yeah. It sounds like, you know, the divine feminine was very assertive, and that, you know, she was coming from a really healed place, and the karmic was just in this like erratically sad saga or something, like. But yeah, so let me just give some advice at the end for you, collective. Now that I'm drawing blanks because I was just channeling for so long. But anyway, let me get some ending messages. So that was the reading. If divine feminine and the karmic were to have a conversation, that's what would be said. So, collective, now that we heard both sides, obviously, collective, you know, we're the divine side if you're watching, unless there's cross watchers. But anyway, for the divine collective, let me take my I start yawning a lot. That's usually the end of the reading anyway. So let's end it by, you know, getting these self-care cards. Collective, just be glad and appreciative of your journey, no matter how hard it gets, and reflect back on all the progress you've made. A lot of this was rooted in jealousy, and it was a close call. You dodged the bullet with these people. Family could have gotten the mix. The divine masculine's family, ex-divine masculine, distorted masculine, the karmic's family, whoever, they're sad. Literally, they're sad. They could be in regret that they're in regret because they really thought you would be suffering without them or without him. But maybe you did in the short term, but now you're thriving. Like, my last reading was about going from surviving to thriving. Like, you had to leave and you were in survival mode. Like, your life could have literally been at stake in some situations for some people, where like it was a matter of like, yeah, like your root chakra could have been really shot, your heart chakra could have been really shot, and you know, your guides had to get you out, like, of the situation. So let's get some more advice in the reading. We got security. True security comes from having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. So yeah, you just realize how draining it was. Like I said, like could still be dealing with burnout, being overwhelmed, trying to make up for lost time, but you're right where you need to be. You know, you're on the right side of things. Like, spirit got you and you're in good hands. It says we got sovereign. You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty. You are the high priestess though, but yeah, I know what this is trying to say. You're the empress, divine feminine. Yep, let's see what else. Yeah, we got speak up, and you spoke up for yourself, and that's why now your throat chakra is activating and your solar plexus. Like, you rebuilt your root and your heart. Now you're rebuilding your throat and you're aligning your chakras. So now you're rebuilding your throat and your solar plexus. And it says if you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. And that's what happens, and that's what one of the lessons that you learn. Like, you couldn't make you were like trying to force everyone to get along when everyone was working against you. You really just didn't have all the facts. Like, you had to leave and you didn't even have all the facts. You got friend. Be a good friend to yourself as you are to others, and you didn't realize how you were neglecting yourself that whole time. So yeah, you're just really like filling your own cup. Let's get one more out of here and then we'll pull from the Soul Oracle. You could still be dealing from like whiplash. It's kind of like when you deal with trauma, like PTSD from the whole situation, like flashbacks, nightmares, whether you deal with this frequently or not so frequently. Yeah, you're still dealing with like being triggered. You got ease. It says, today I allow life to be easy. So yeah, like, you know, you're out of it, so like, you know, things are good, but yeah, you're still healing. Like, healing takes time, and you've made so much progress. Like, you really, I mean, I just keep reiterating, you're on the other side of things now. And yeah, peace. These people were full of drama. You see the masks, like, they were wearing masks around you. You were like surrounded by snakes in the grass. Like, you were surrounded by snakes, and you were like the only authentic one. Like, that's so scary to think about. And it says, just because some people are fueled by drama doesn't mean you have to attend the performance. Make your life a drama-free zone. Like, these people were just full of drama and toxicity, and you weren't going to be a part of the circus. So yeah, let me get some from this other deck real quick. Oh, this one just flew out. It said, whoo, okay. The number 1, re-energize in the natural world. Let your inner hunter or huntress take rest. So finding solace in nature. If you have any good nature areas wherever you live, like, go find, like, you can get a lot of peace and clarity and answers in nature. Like, there's still a lot that you don't know that went down, like, in that situation. And spirit is purposely like kept, like, shielded you from everything that transpired, and just slowly letting you know everything, because the first order of things was just to get you out, and now you're like starting to realize everything that was done, and it was all out of misery and sadness and people just, you know, being intimidated by your light. Don't ever think you weren't confident, that you didn't love yourself, but you just had to learn that you can't just give that to just anybody. And you didn't think this person was just anybody, but it's like, just because you may feel compassion for people doesn't mean some people just, not everyone deserves you, and you really are divine, like a living divine being. Like you were sent on this earth to be a light. So like the average person is like a moth to a flame when it comes to your energy, divine feminine. And it says a wonderful surprise is coming. Something entirely new awaits you. So yeah, you have a lot of blessings coming your way. You have the number 21, recognize despair as an opportunity. Within it, you will find the gift of awakening. So yeah, you will continue to awaken. This journey is not even, like, you know this is a journey. Like, this is just one little part of your journey. Like, these people will always, like, be obsessing over you, stuck in the past, but you moving forward, and this will just be, like, a part of your story, but it won't be, like, the center of your life, like, anymore. Like, this is behind you. You won't have to go through a cycle like this again, is what I'm hearing. You have the number 38. A light-filled angel is at your side. It watches over you at every dark doorway. So these people could still be like evil-eyeing you, throwing dark spell work your way. This karmic group, which is comprised, which is, what's that word? It's involves the karmic masculine, and the karmic family, and the other flying monkeys that they have, or friends group, whatever. Got the number 42. Cross the bridge of happiness. It leads over the depths of your emotions. So yeah, that's what you're currently doing. Like, you're literally crossing the bridge to happiness, and you're not looking back. The number 5, it is time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. So this is really time to take action, to solidify in the 3D everything you've been manifesting in the 5D, all the healing that you've done. It's now time for it to manifest in the form of 3D abundance. Kind of like what I was talking about in my last reading, my last video. You're going to be thriving now. Like, you're out of survival mode. You got your stability back. Oh, Queen of Cups again. Like, you are heavily in this energy. To end the reading, we got Queen of Cups. It's like each beginning of the reading and each end is ending of the Queen of Cups. So this is like a steady energy for you, divine feminine. What else? Ooh, too many flew out. This is a slippery deck. These people are so spooked by you. People fear what they don't understand. Yeah, we got 7 of Cups in reverse. Like, you're no longer in confusion. Like, you no longer have like a fog. Like, you could have been in a fog over this situation. Like, these people were trying to stop your work, like stop you from working a stable job or whatever. They wanted you to just take all these losses to like come down to whatever BS level they were on or are on. Yeah, you now have this vision that's coming to fruition, like for real now. Knight of Wands, like, yeah, you're taking swift action, and that's what you need to do. So don't put off the things you love anymore. Like, start living your life. Like, you have permission from spirit to live officially. Like, stop mulling over this and live your life. Like, just live your life for you. 8 of Wands in reverse, like, this is over. Like, spirit has stopped this. Like you don't gotta worry no more. Like, spirit has put a stop to all the madness. Like, even though they're still trying to gossip and mull over the past, because they're still giving it energy, like, to try to like bring you down, like, whether, because they don't know, like, you could be really private about what's going on with you and stuff. Like, if you have social media, like, whether they see your social media or not, like, they don't really have anything to go off of. They have nothing to, like, you know, use against you. They never did, but they could have made up all these false narratives about you. Yeah, you're going through a significant transformation, or you already have gone through a transformation. You are now meeting people who reciprocate your energy. So you got Six of Swords in reverse. So yeah, it won't be like super easy, but in the end, you will have the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords. So yeah, like, you could be in your head about making a decision, but I'm hearing, like, go for it. Like, just go for it, because you're protected as far as like your efforts are protected. They won't be sabotaged anymore by these people. Like, they could try every which way. You've gone into introspection enough. Like, I just mean, like, you're like, maybe some of you could still be like afraid to like step out and be and live in the 3D your potential. Like, you could still be just wanting to be in your bubble of safety because of like everything that you were put through. And you know, you can go out and do what you got to do now. Like, everything's okay. Like, we got the Justice card, Five of Swords in reverse, the Moon in reverse. Like, you know, good things are coming. Like, these people are left out in the cold from you now. Like, even though they're all grouped up and sad and miserable. Like, there's nothing to see over there. Like, the karmic was like, it ain't nothing to see. Like, they not happy over there. Trust me. The grass was not greener at all. So, Page of Wands in reverse, they still haven't learned, and ain't nobody waiting around for them to learn. They're not stable. And you're healing from this betrayal. They're actually fighting amongst themselves now, and you're actually going to be evolving into the King of Pentacles, not just the Queen. So yeah, they're obsessing over the past. They want you to put your boundaries down and carry their burdens and like abandon everything that you've invested. But you won't do that. I'm just letting you know what they're thinking and stuff. They want to deceive you again. They want you to go back into an old toxic cycle and be unhappy like them. But they have a dirty offer. And they want you to not free yourself and go back to being trapped. And they want you to go back to this false King of Cups who wants a new beginning and is in regret for what he did to you. Which he really isn't. He's just in regret for being caught. I'm just showing y'all the cards. Like, I'm reading them. I'm not showing you everything, but I'm just showing you like the World in reverse, Five of Cups, the Devil, King of Cups, Ace of Wands. But you're not doing none of this shit. So, Judgment in reverse. They want you to just go against everything you know and love and make a bad choice. But you're not going to do that. You're the Hierophant energy. You're healing to meet a Hierophant to match your High Priestess Empress energy. You've escaped successfully. And now you're really on to the next. And you have permission to like live unapologetically Divine Feminine. So with that being said, they don't have their wish fulfillments met. They're now just using each other and siphoning off each other, and they wish they could just do it to you because your energy is better to they were manifesting blessings off of your energy, and now they're mad because they can't really manifest like they used to. I can't even show these cards because they have explicit imagery. What was that? Yeah, you're going to a new cycle. We already know that. You're already in your new cycle. Yeah, they're in the Five of Cups. The Lovers. Yeah, you made the right choice. You left, Eight of Cups. You're still walking away from things that don't serve you. You do have some residual energy of the past, for example, but not past people, but like people in your current realm, like with that same energy. Like that's just spirit testing like what you've learned and stuff through like certain friendships or even potential relationships. And you could, just to see if you know how to spot red flags. And but I feel like you know how to make that decision, and you could have gone into a few mini cycles with people and you realized you know how to get out and bow out of situations way before they get to a point where you're like stuck trying to escape. Like spirit's just making sure like before like you really get all your blessings, that the right people are around you, that you are in the right energy to receive the blessings. And it's not like spirit's trying to punish you or anything. We got the Hangman, but you know, spirit's just trying to make sure like you don't lose your abundance, because you were like stagnated for like a good chunk of time, you know. Yeah, Six of Wands though, it's like you're winning, like you're about to like be, yeah, we got a surprise is coming in one of the cards. Four of Clubs, which is Four of Wands. So yeah, you got long-term abundance and stability coming to you. So, and 6 plus 4 equals 10. So yeah, that's like the ultimate abundance and stability that you've been wanting and seeking for so long, and like it's right around the corner. So yeah, we got Queen of Cups again. Wow, you are so loving and so caring, Divine Feminine. You're gonna have offers coming to you left and right in the form of blessings in life, and that is just so amazing. Like you're already in this Queen of Pentacles, and like I said, you're gonna evolve into the King of Pentacles very soon. So yeah, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful, like to see. And you know, for the end of the reading, and just make sure you pace yourself. You could be juggling a lot of responsibilities, like I said, to avoid burnout, or if you do burn out, learning from those, learning how to just have a routine and stuff. And like now you're just learning how to just maintain what you already got going on, and you know, simple life stressors, not anything too big. So yeah, it's up. But yeah, thank you for watching. This is Bree with Reason Rituals. See you next time. Bye.